In today's video, we'll be taking a look into some of American Horror Story's most spooky episodes. Here's American Horror Story, the scariest episodes, ranked. American Horror Story is renowned for its spooky atmosphere. The show's 11th season has just begun. It's been renewed for a 13th season. There have been many frights and nightmare-inducing scenes throughout its first 10 seasons. These are 7 of American Horror Story's spookiest episodes so far. Redwood Camp, 1984, Episode 1. Before we dive in, make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Inhumans Among Us, Freak Show, Episode 1. One of the strangest seasons of the program was Freak Show. Freak Show is filled with interesting elements, from the bizarre characters to the intricate narrative. The season as a whole is frightening with its warped circus images, but the opening episode is one of the worst. Twisty, the murderous clown, is mostly to blame for this. Twisty doesn't talk, but he more than makes up for it with his unmistakably spooky demeanor. He's wearing a mask over his lips and an old torn clown outfit, which he removes later for an even scarier reveal. He kills a young man in a park, kidnaps a small boy and a girl, and holds them captive in an old bus in the first episode. It's eerie everywhere and establishes the tone for the remainder of the season. Signing In, Hotel, Episode 1. One of the show's darkest seasons, Hotel focuses on the history of eerie incidents that have occurred in places like the fabled Hotel Cecil in Los Angeles. Sarah Paulson, Kathy Bates, Dennis O'Hare, and Evan Peters were among the popular American Horror Story alums that returned for Hotel, and Lady Gaga was also added to the cast. Another season that got off to a shaky start with a horrific opening episode was Hotel. It's obvious from checking in that there's a shady, unsettling activity going on inside the hotel, but it's not quite apparent what it is. But there are also vampires, eerie youngsters roaming the hallways, monsters emerging from beds, and ghosts. It's unnerving, and much of that energy persists throughout the whole season. Chapter 5, Roanoke, Episode 5. The majority of individuals dislike American Horror Story's Roanoke season the most. Mixed reviews were given to the strange hybrid documentary found footage format, which is drastically different from past seasons. Despite this season still managed to include a few effective jump scares. The season's 5th episode has got the greatest work. With the aid of a ghostly Evan Peters clothed in Victorian attire, it's a roller coaster of attempting to escape approaching death from the cannibalistic Polk family, the butcher, Kathy Bates, and the Blood Moon rituals. The Piggy Man is another fearsome, hostile spirit who ruthlessly assaults everyone within the Roanoke home. Piggy Pig, Murder House, Episode 6. The first season of American Horror Story, Murder House, enthralled viewers and continues to be a favorite among devoted viewers. It centers on a family that relocates to Los Angeles and lives in a refurbished house that is home to ghosts and other bizarre, twisted occurrences. This season has a lot of spooky episodes, with the 6th one, Piggy Pig, being amongst the scariest. This episode reveals that Tate, Evan Peters, was shot and executed by a SWAT squad in the murder house after he killed many of his classmates in a school massacre in 1994. This episode's unsettling authenticity is what makes it so disturbing. Another character is scared of urban legends like the Piggy Man, who emerges by chanting something like the Bloody Mary in the mirror. Overall, it's a scary episode, and the remainder of the season has a lot more like it. Residents from Hell, Cult, Episode 3. One of the most divisive seasons of the program was Cult, which was largely motivated by the fallout from the 2016 election that saw Trump elected president. Even if the majority of the season is over the top for television, the amount of realism makes it simple to draw parallels between the program and real life. And that in itself is alarming. The 3rd episode of Cult, Neighbors from Hell, is particularly spooky, while all the episodes are quite unpleasant. This episode has a terrifying sequence to help a lady realize her fear of being buried alive. Later at home, she and her husband are imprisoned in coffins by a bunch of unsettling, mask-wearing invaders, giving reality to her anxieties. A red smiling face is left behind by the invaders. It serves as their calling card and recurs often throughout the season, tormenting other characters. When you add a cultish house invasion, on top of the horror of being buried alive, it becomes scarier and more relatable. Furthermore, even though this is the 3rd season of the episode, the scary sequences have just begun. Clotheshanger, Asylum, Episode 9. Fans of the program also like the season of American Horror Story, Asylum. In typical AHS tradition, it featured a fantastic cast, a suspenseful, intricate narrative, and plenty of quirkiness. The events at Briarcliff Manor, a mental hospital with a deadly history and present, are the focus of this season. In all honesty, this season has had enough spooky episodes. From beginning to end, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, although the 9th episode, The Coat Hanger, is one of the worst. This episode is really complicated. As the episode's title indicates, Lana, Sarah Paulson, uses a coat hanger to induce an abortion on herself after learning she's pregnant. This sequence is gruesome and agonizing to see at any time, but considering the status of the world now, it has considerably more significance and is unsettling. This episode also includes a murder that resembles a crucifixion, playing on the season's theme of Catholicism, as well as a number of other gory moments that, to put it mildly, make this episode rather frightening. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.